Hey everyone, traders, friends, and family. Welcome to statistically my most profitable day of the week. That's why I spell it Wednesday, W-I-N-S-D-A-Y. Let's hop into some stocks that you requested and that I think might be moving, look at some analysis, talk about them, and enrich lives together. You rock. I'll see you in the video. Hey, traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy, Jeremy Alexander Newsom with RealLifeTrading.com. We got ourselves the SPY today, and realistically, not much happening. About as small as a candle as you can get, especially with the FOMC happening today. Pretty small range, but we made a higher high and a higher low. The trend continually remains bullish at this particular point in time. Sure, we'll get a pullback one day. And when we do, I'm sure some bull traders will get stopped out and or trail out their stops or hit some targets or whatever. But not really going to pick a top specifically. At this particular resistance, with these three pivots, I think the SPY probably does actually make it above there into the 282 space before we actually get any kind of selling, because that's where all of the newbies, believe it or not, you probably wouldn't imagine this, but that's where a lot of people are going to say, all right, when we get up there, then I'll buy. That's when we'll confirm bullish. We will see. Right now, SPY, again, just a beautiful bounce off the 200 simple moving average on a weekly. You have tons of white candles in a row. This is a V bottom, ladies and gentlemen, on the market. So whatever retracement we get, everyone wants one and everyone's expecting it. So it'll be a little bit of a weird, kind of an interesting pullback to see how it occurs. But we haven't had, realistically, we haven't had a move like this in a long time. But if I come back over here to 2016, which is similar, you can see we actually just kind of kept on riding that train, and then we had a decent sideways move for a while. So this was like that January to February time frame, and then we trade sideways most of April and all the way through July. We could get that in this particular market where we just kind of grind and chop and trade sideways. That makes the most sense to me, because right now everyone expects the market to pull back, and whatever the market, whatever everyone expects the market to do is exactly what it doesn't do. The last really strong V bottom was probably 2009, and we did get that drop in 2009, that quick little drop there that was buyable. And then, back over here in 2011, you kind of had a drop. It definitely was a drop for sure, but that was an interesting move. Anyway, I'm interested to see what happens. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress enough how interesting of a day today was. I know for sure one of the biggest things that can stress traders out is leaving money on the table. What we have to remember and keep in mind is that mathematically you will always leave money on the table, because there is more money making opportunities every single day in the market than we can take advantage of in a lifetime. You don't have enough money, and you'll never have enough money to take every single trade that's out there. So bottom line, lock in gains, smile, move on to the next day. The reason I'm bringing that up, well, a few reasons. Here's NVIDIA. NVDA, and I did not play this move today, although I did post this one in Slack. I did talk about it yesterday. In fact, here is the analysis on NVIDIA from yesterday in the afternoon swing trading room. I didn't see very much on this one personally. It had a gap up, it retested Friday, and we just kind of retested most of the day today. Here's the 5-minute chart on NVIDIA. And right out the gate, first 5-minute candle, huge bullish candle. So, you're most likely going to play a retest somewhere of that candle. There's a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a bounce, and then it just chopped around. So if you played NVIDIA, most likely you played it and won very small or lost very small. I didn't have this on my list today personally. As far as what it's going to do now, it's just running into some resistance. So here's the weekly chart. We actually are above the 10 right now. Here's the daily. We're not running into that much resistance. You're welcome to continue to keep your eyes peeled for a bullish move on NVIDIA. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but if you do play NVIDIA often, I would watch NVIDIA for another
bullish gap tomorrow morning, just in case. So I'm going to put that one on my list. It's tomorrow morning, Wednesday, NVDA. Just in case it gaps up. I think some of the bears who shorted today could be trapped on NVIDIA.
So that was the analysis from Tech Giant Tuesday. I was looking at going bullish with a gap up on NVIDIA. And if I pop over here into Slack, this is the channel that all the traders get access to who subscribe to the trading rooms. NVIDIA also worth watching 2 minutes before market open, and there's your perfect setup. 157.70 by 156.70 on NVDA. Still got the chart on here. Here's the 5-minute setup on NVIDIA, and I don't know what this second red line is right here. Not entirely sure. But anyway, if I just hide all the drawings, this is just kept the lines in here. 157.70 by 156.70, that's $1 risk. And then this thing just ran up. $2 target is right here, 159.70. In fact, it actually went up to 3 Rs, 160.70, and a little bit of beyond that. You could have gotten a little bit more if you really wanted to. Also, shout out to my buddy Jason. Jason, who is a new real-life trader, got into NVIDIA bearish with this particular breakdown, and he scored some Rs on that trade. So Jason, very well done. Congrats, sir. Now, why did I not take that trade? Well, here's why. Ticker symbol square. If I come over here, back into the Slack channel, I scroll up, and this was 8:23, so 7 minutes before the market opens. I was looking at this on Square, 77.18 by 76.97. If you played that on Square, you got yourself a solid and healthy 2, potentially even 3R trade on that particular move. And during my post on this, let me just go into the replies. Andrew was chatting with me about it, mentioned I was going to wait, and right at market open, it kind of broke below the stop. So here's the daily chart, and looking at today's candle, looking at today's candle, you probably would be impressed that anyone could make some bullish money on today. I'm actually pretty impressed on it myself, that it did actually work out the way it did. Here is the 1-minute chart right before market open, and I've been doing this on Square pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks as I've been looking at Square at open. The very first 1-minute candle, let me just hide all the drawings here, was this bearish candle right here. Second candle, inside candle. So if I come back over to here, this was the setup. If I click on this, you'll kind of see that was it. 77.01 by 76.88. I was like 98% confident I was going to lose an entire R on this trade. But I thought, hey, if it doesn't happen, cool. This particular trade had a toasty amount of buying power as well. So I wasn't able, in this particular situation, it would have been very, very difficult to do the entire amount of shares that I needed. It actually could have been a little bit of a better trade, ironically enough. You'll notice that this thing just ran till the moon. I mean, it was a super strong trade. Went all the way up, could have been a 5R trade in the first few minutes, but again, didn't get in with total proper size because it was a lot of buying power, 12 cents. You know, it was just a lot of shares on Square. So that's absolutely okay. But the crazy part, here's the part that's wild. Look at what Square did. So if you followed that particular trade setup, 5 minutes later, Square came right back to that entry and bounced again, giving you another opportunity at 2 to 3 Rs on Square. And then it comes back for a third time and does it again, trading back up for another 2 to 3R trade. And if everything worked out perfectly, could have taken it a fourth time and would have lost on that trade. So realistically, could have been an 8R day on Square. The rule that I followed in my plan says if I make 3 Rs in the first 30 minutes of the day, I'm done for the day. And if I trade a stock once, I can't play it a second time that day. So both of those rules came into
next on the list is Square.
Square,
ticker symbol SQ.
3R trade.
And Square, ladies and gentlemen, has been my payday machine.
One of those shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Every single day other than
and
Monday.
And then Square just ended up breaking below
this past Monday
of the support.
That was a trade that
the other cool part is we talked about that also yesterday in the afternoon.
Square did have a very small gap this morning.
Bring that clip up for you as well.
D, thanks for kicking me in the leg and like, hey man, what are you doing? I'm gonna scroll up. So this was the morning post. It was kind of comical, but right about, where am I? 8:25. So about 5 minutes before market open, I was like, hey, I actually don't have a day trade set up on Square right now. And I thought that was kind of strange. And then D says, are you sick? I was like, yeah, I guess so. It's kind of funny. And so then I decided once she said that, I was like, well, maybe I am missing something. Maybe there is a good trade on Square. So I pulled it up, and lo and behold, it actually was gapping up a little bit. I was like, oh, snap. So here's the 5-minute chart. Here's the 5-minute. Let me just hide all of the lines for a second. Just minimize this. Okay. So right as market was opening on Square, you can see that you had this resistance here. You had a nice little bearish high wave candle right there. And right before market open, you had this little bearish candle. So you had some selling coming in right before market open. So when I posted the screenshot, you'll actually see, where was that? So you'll see that that was initially, 2 minutes into the market open, high wave bearish candle. So it was a high wave bearish candle. So I said, okay, cool. Let's see what we can do on this. 76.18 by 75.77. And depending on how you played that, that could have been a really profitable trade for you. This particular move right here, had I held a little bit longer, actually would have been about 0.6, 0.7 Rs. I could have easily taken that profit on Square. And then it came back to that price, had another small little pop, came back down to that price, had another small little pop, came back down to that price, had a much bigger pop, almost came all the way back down to that price again and bounced. But what's really pretty is look at this beautiful morning star reversal on Square right there. So really nice pattern on the Square morning star on the 5-minute chart, kind of around that 10:30 area. And Michael Ward posted a really good setup on Square. Let me see if I can share that somewhere over here. So this was Michael's setup for, later in the day, was a bullish stop limit above 76.16 with a stop at 75.90. So I don't know if you took that second trade or not, but if you did, congratulations, Mr. Ward, on getting back into that trade as it kind of bounced off that support. So now you might be wondering, am I going to take another, or am I going to be watching Square again tomorrow morning? And the answer is emphatically yes. That is because this is a really cute candle with a nice small upper shadow. And if Square, for some reason, opens tomorrow at 77.37, that'll be a very nice bullish gap on Square, and I'll be looking at playing that again.
Now, the exciting part about all of that, ladies and gentlemen, is anyone can get access to that. If you want to, feel free to just hop over to reallifetrading.com, click out the trading room. For the afternoon swing trading room, it's only $139 every single month, and that is recorded. So I do send out a copy of that recording every single day, Monday through Friday. So feel free to blaze through that and check that out. The other big miss for the day, because remember I talked about earlier, this could have been a 20-hour day, Garmin, GRMN. Check it out. Talk about how valuable Slack is. Look at this. 8:31. Here is the trade on Garmin. 76.06 by 75.49. Bearish high wave 1-minute candle on a bullish gap and go. And wouldn't you know it, your boy got skipped, because I did use a stop limit on that particular order, as did Square, but Square filled and Garmin just did not. Look at that 1-minute candle. I mean, that is what dreams are made of right there. So pretty, gorgeous gap. This was a very nice bullish gap and go. And let me just zoom out here to the daily chart really quick and kind of go across. So it was a nice bullish gap. You'll see that yesterday being Tuesday, you had this kind of resistance right here. You had a resistance right here. And realistically, yesterday's candle was a perfect shaved top candle. So as soon as it opened yesterday, people were selling and it just traded on all the way down. So a great gap on Garmin. Your boy missed it. Swing and a miss, but it's okay. I will be able to catch another one like that in the future. That could have been like a 9, 10, 12-hour trade. Just an absolute monster on Garmin. Congratulations for any of my real-life traders who got a chance to play that. What are some other stocks? Oh, yes, my boy John Simcoe wanted to look at Alibaba. So Alibaba is hanging out right now, looking good. My buddy Robert Falco had a 145 put sale for Mark that he has purchased back. Here's the long-term moving average. We did close above the 200. Last time we closed above the 200 was on February 5th, and then we got a bearish candle with an upper shadow. We're getting a bearish candle with an upper shadow today. My thought on BABA, I like it bullish. I would just love to see a pullback if we get one. We might not, but if we do, I think it will be a buyable event. And if we don't, we're making higher lows, we're making relative highs. We got like a little bit of a symmetrical triangle right there. And I do like the weekly chart on BABA. Some pressure is building, a potential double bottom. You did have a bearish inside candle last week, and we're making slight higher highs. Here's the long terms on a weekly, and we're above the 100 simple on a weekly. Like most of the market, I just think that we need a smidge of a pullback. But if we don't get one, I'm okay to continue to stay long because there are some great long opportunities out there. Speaking of long opportunities, here is ticker symbol PDD. This is a swing trade that we were in as of the Friday afternoon swing trading room that I pretty much posted for everyone. I don't know how long I'm going to hold this one. 2R is 31.47. We will see. Right now I got about an R in some change. I might give this one another day or two on PDD, but I'm going to do my absolute best not to go green to red on PDD. Another stock that was requested was AGE, and AGE, check this one out. Some pressure is building on AGE. This is a therapeutic company, so be prepared. I'm sure it's going to have some massive volatility, but something like that, a little bit of a triangle pattern, a potential breakout, pretty low volume for the most part, but the highs of these two candles are almost a tweezer top. So I'm going to watch this one just in case it breaks out of here. Could be one that you could have a little bit of a comfortable stop loss on. So let me make sure that's on the list for this afternoon. I believe it is. Okay, AGE, got it. Wonderful. Next is the trade desk, ticker symbol TTD. Beautiful bearish gap and go on this one today. I did not personally get a chance to trade the trade desk, but this was a great gap. Here's the weekly chart, and we just made a new all-time high on the trade desk. So some people were getting in bullish at that all-time high. You had a high wave white candle with some upper and lower shadows yesterday. Here's the 15-minute chart. Here's the 5-minute chart. And when this thing gapped down, it was a very nice, beautiful, bearish gap and go. And your high wave candle was the third candle on the 5-minute chart. Entry right there, stop right there. It traded down, it retested, it rolled over. And again, the reason I didn't take any other trades is pretty much in the first 6 minutes of the day, I had hit my goal. I had hit my target. So I was just done for the day on the trade desk. But I would have traded that one. That is a nice move. And again, I just love that gap. It's small. It was right at that 4% range, which is the sweet spot, that 4 to 12%. It wasn't quite there. At open, it was about 3%. But about 6 minutes into market, it was down 4.5%. So that was, kind of fell into that range on the trade desk. That was a nice little gap down. Let's see. So looked at those. Lazy Boy, LZB. This was a really nice retest gap on Lazy Boy. I hope some of my bullish day traders played this one. I did think it could have possibly faded, no question. And I did watch this one. I had this one on my list most of the day. We did have a lot of white candles, granted. But yesterday's candle had a little bit of an upper shadow, so that's bonus number one. But bonus number two, you're gapping above all of these bearish candles, right? All of these wicks, especially this high wave candle right here on the 21st of September. But we're also, most importantly, gapping above that candle. A lot of bears still in from that candle. They're getting trapped and they're having to buy to cover. Now, with this particular gap, it was not one that you would have played right out the gate, most likely. It was just simply a retest gap. White candle gapping up. Ladies and gentlemen, check out that S-curve. Woo! Man, you can print that thing out and put it on your wall. You could, Metropolitan of Art right there, the museum. That is so nice. S-curve from the heavens right into the 10. Beautiful little bounce by the dip on La-Z-Boy. It would have been the way to trade it. And your extended moving out hours looks even better. So if you were asking, hey, how would I have known to buy there? Really easy. You could have just simply bought at the previous resistance of the pre-market, which was 34 and some change, and you could have set a stop below the low of the day. You did a trade like that, boom, buy off the previous old resistance. You would have held that trade for about 45 minutes or so, and then slowly starts grinding sideways, and that would have been an easy R on La-Z-Boy. So, you know, nice little trade. And then, shout outs to my boy, I think it's Jerry Davis. Let's see, it was either Jerry or, who was this? Sorry, give me like 14 seconds. I will find it in a second. Oh, there it is. Jim Philman. So Jim Philman says, faded car back up a ways. Thanks to whoever called that out. We were looking at that one this morning. And, sorry, not this morning. Late in the afternoon. And we were keeping an eye on Car Auction Services. This is the daily chart. Massive sell-off candle. This is a dividend-paying stock, apparently. I've actually never heard of this company in my life. Here's the weekly chart, and it was coming into contact with that 200 simple moving average on a weekly time frame. So it pulled into that, started having a bounce off of that, and here's your morning star reversal on a 5-minute chart. So Jim Philman, great trade. I did not play Car Auction Services, but that is pretty nice and decently cute on that particular trade. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. If you want me to look at any particular stock, just go ahead and request it in the comment section below, or you can email me, message me on Facebook, StockTwits, Twitter, Instagram. However you want to get a hold of me, I'm there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to see more people in the afternoon room. It's an amazing experience. We really put our heart and soul into the analysis, do so much hard, diligent work. It's incredible. Things are going great. Real life trading is enriching lives. I love it. I'll see you on Friday. And until then, love life, live life, trade. Bye.
Boom, that's it. Wednesday stock review wrapped up, delivered for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button because I do this 3 times every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I have more coming next week. I have so much content and I want you to check out this video right here because if you like this one, you'll love that one. You rock.